Take two because I keep getting distracted. Alright, so today we're just going to be doing these two together for something that's hearty, got a bit of substance to it. Hopefully is going to do me the world of good. I could add the tomato. I could also make something like this into patties. Basically just cook it up, mash it up. That's actually got chickpeas in it, so I could use them as the binding agent if I just they're often used as a replacement for vegans and things for eggs, so you can use them as a binding agent. If I cooked that up, mashed it up, chilled it in the fridge or in a cold area, and then just made it into patties, or I'm going to say meatballs, but obviously there's no meat in them. I don't know what you'd call that. Lentil balls. And then I can basically add some tomato to kind of put over it or on the side. And then I could make a gravy out of the chicken and mushroom. Or I could mix the chicken and mushroom with the chopped tomatoes and simmer it down a bit so that it becomes more of a tomatoey paste. And then add that. So it's almost a tomato, chicken and mushroom flavoured sauce that I put over the top. Just a few different options. There's so many different things. I mean, I can separate the different elements of this. It's got, it's got peas, green split peas, yellow split peas, chickpeas, beans, white beans, black eye beans, cranberry beans, red kidney beans, red lentils, whole green lentils. There you go. So hopefully you can see that. Probably not, because it's probably out of focus. Go bigger. Alright, so the point is that I can separate all those different elements to have the different flavours and the different textures, and to mix them and max them in different ways. That's why I got that, because a little bit goes a long way. And as a bit of a bonus, you can get a free e-cookbook if you want. But the chances are, if you're on a budget this extreme, you probably can't afford half the ingredients. But sometimes it's nice to look at the pictures. Seriously though, that could be something that you could use at a later time when things aren't quite so hectic. Okay, so I've just put that soup mix in with some water to get it soaking while I'm doing some other things, because that should save cooking time. Okay, so we've also got the onion, as you know. So I could cook up the onion. I could use the skin to add a bit of nutrition into a water broth. So basically just water in the skin, boil it up for a while to get some of that nutrition out, just simmer it away. I'd probably rinse it off first, because this has a little bit of that sort of black surface mouldy stuff. That sounds awful, but honestly, once it's rinsed off, it's no drama. Well, it feels like forever, but it's probably only been about 45 minutes, an hour. But I had a heap of cars show up. It's simmering away, which is good. So yeah, I've got the place back to myself again, which is nice, because I felt very weird trying to film with them. Yeah. What I could do is I could take some of the red kidney beans out of this Italian style soup mix if I wanted to, and then turn that into some sort of patties. Add the chicken and mushroom to that to flavour up those patties, and then mix some of the chopped tomato with some nicely cooked up onion that was mixed with that small portion of fat that I have to work with. It's actually animal fat, so hopefully that would give it that little bit of extra flavour, and I could have a kind of a selection of patties with a little bit of extra tomato and onion with that. So that's another option. I'm not going to cook every one of these dishes, but I am going to talk about ideas. And the whole point of this isn't to give you recipes, and it's not for me to pretend to be some kind of expert chef, because I'm really, really not. The whole point of this is to give you ideas. And the thing about ideas is one idea can very quickly lead to another and another, and so on and so forth. So one of the things that happens is that we get stuck into these habits of thought, and we think, oh, I'm so poor, I have nothing, I can't even afford to feed myself, my life's gone to hell, what did I do to deserve this? You know, we can really get stuck in that kind of thinking. And, you know, by all means, have a pity party, make it a good one, and add some tears. Release that pressure that's on you. Just feel it. Allow it to wash over you. It's not going to kill you. I know sometimes you feel like it's going to, but it won't. Because you're tougher than that. You've made it through a lot worse than this, and if you haven't yet, then you surely will soon. So this is a chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger than you realise. And you'd be amazed how strong you can be when you've got no choice. So I was definitely hoping to get the banana cheaper than $3.90 a kilo, but it is what it is, and it's a decent sized banana. So that orange is one of the 50 cents per kilo oranges. I've got to work out how much it costs for one orange, because I bought a few of them at the time and I didn't think that I should save the receipt, which I should have done. But you've seen the price tag on it, so you know that I'm not making that up. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just mixing up a kind of batter using the banana as a binding agent, and the sweetness from the banana and the juice and pithy bit, or whatever it's called, of the orange. So I've basically just used one of those 50 cent oranges, 50 cent a kilo, and a large banana. I was hoping to get an overripe banana. I was keeping an eye out for one of those, but I didn't have any luck with that this time. Generally you can get them on clearance. And okay, so as you can see, I've been adding more of Okay, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm certainly not very experienced at this. I know people who are absolute whizzes at anything to do with a camp oven. This is not a camp oven, this is a stainless steel skillet. So it could be that they get very burnt on the bottom and not cooked enough at the top. I'm going to keep moving it around a bit to try and avoid one area getting more heat than others. In fact, I might even take that off the heat a little bit now, because it's probably starting to burn on the bottom already. Just been thinking about it, and I wonder if I could actually cook it over the coals on top of the banana skin. I think that would probably work, actually. In my case, I'm going to take the banana skin, well, I was planning to take the banana skin home, chop it up, put it in some liquid for a couple of days, shake it a bit here and there, pour that liquid over the garden as fertiliser, and then add the rest of the solid remains to the compost heap to build up some soil for our garden. But I'm actually thinking I might actually put this one on the fire and see if I can cook some of these over the top of it and just see how that turns out, because that could actually be an interesting little experiment. Okay, so as you can see, the bottom of the orange is a little bit burnt, but that's okay. Let's see how this turned out. Oh, that looks delicious. It looks lovely and warm and oh, yum, yum, yum. It's got a crunchy bottom on it, and it's got this lovely, soft, chewy, gooey Ah, yummo. Okay, so the damper's coming along. Uh-oh, slightly overcooked. Who else remembers the old days when you just scrape the burnt bit off the toast? Right, so I'll put another batch in, and hopefully this lot I won't burn. Okay, so I'm just making a basic flatbread out of some more of that self-raising flour mixed with water. If you've got a bit of salt, definitely add that, because the flavour will help. But basically I've just made a dough, just like Play-Doh, basically, kind of consistency. And then I've flattened it out using my hands. You could also use like a glass or a jar or whatever you've got. You know, something like this actually would probably work. Just a kombucha jar, just you know, like so. You could probably do it like that if you wanted to go for that really flat look.